Hey guys, this is my Toyota. I got the fuel injection running perfect. So I'm gonna show you guys what I did to improve the performance of the fuel injection. You know, last time I had a little bit of a hesitation, little flat spot around 3,500, 4,000 RPM. It's most noticeable in first gear, although I do feel it in second gear too. This is second gear right here. It's just a real subtle little dip in output, and I know it's because it's running lean just for a momentary second. And I took apart the airflow module or airflow meter to hopefully fix the flat spot. That didn't actually do it. It did run better, but what I did this time is more related to the fuel pressure. I attached all kinds of gauges to the car, you know, vacuum gauges, fuel pressure gauges, and the airflow meter, trying to diagnose where this spot occurs. And I disconnected a bunch of vacuum things like the EGR valve, some of the other HVAC controls in the dashboard, and I just wasn't seeing a drop in manifold pressure when the glitch occurred. So that sort of steered my attention into the fuel pressure. And that's where I think the problem lies. So I'm gonna show you guys some of the readings and what I did to fix it, and also how I replaced the fuel pressure regulator. That seemed to do the trick. This fuel pressure test confirms what I thought might be the problem. When you apply vacuum to the fuel pressure regulator, the fuel pressure is supposed to drop, and there's some limits within the factory manual that says what's allowed. So at around 15 or so inches of mercury, that's where the glitch occurs, and that's basically the fuel pressure is only around 24. So there's a little bit of a low fuel pressure condition right when the vacuum is low enough. Full engine vacuum is around 25, partial driving is around 15, and that's where I'm seeing the fuel pressure problem. The book says it's supposed to be higher than 24. When no vacuum is applied or the engine's off, it should be between 33 and 38, and I had right about the middle, 35 or so. And then when vacuum is applied to the pressure regulator, the fuel pressure should drop between 27 and 31. I'm getting something over here like 24, which I think is too low, causing that lean condition. So this time we have to buy something new. We need to replace that fuel pressure regulator because the fuel pressure is too low under idle or part throttle conditions. Okay, here are the two parts side by side. This is from, you know, Advanced Auto Parts or whatever. Not a factory Toyota part, but I think it's probably just as good. I don't know why they don't do the gold or yellow zinc. It's not that much more expensive, but besides that, the vacuum port is on a different angle. It shouldn't make a difference the way it comes out on the car. In fact, this one's probably a little bit easier. But yeah, this should be okay. The other annoying thing is this nut is not the same size. This is a 17 millimeter on this one, and on this one, it's not. So kind of weird, but you know, that's what you get for the aftermarket stuff. At least it's available. This is the return line, I believe, to the fuel tank, so it doesn't need to be extra big. Hopefully it performs well. We'll do a pressure test on this too. The other annoying thing is it doesn't come with these crush washers. Each of the connections are like a banjo bolt, and it would have been nice if they included, you know, new crush washers, because you're not supposed to use these again. You can dress them and, you know, heat them to anneal them, but it's easier just to get a new one. The new fuel pressure regulator is in. It was hard to film. It's partly accessible from the top, but the return line and the rubber hose had to be accessed from under the car, so it was really hard to film. If you are doing this job, the only thing I could, you know, potentially recommend is these special pliers. They have like a loop on the end, so you can kind of wiggle that fuel line and pull it off. I also have this little hose spreader that I was able to get it up in there and help get that hose off. Other than that, it's not impossible. I didn't have to take any part of the intake or anything off. And I really like working on this Toyota because they give you these little pins that you can plug something into. So if you put a jumper on this yellow connector right here by the power steering pump, that'll keep your fuel pump on when the engine's off. This is with the engine fully warmed up, and I'm getting, you know, 24, 25 at idle. About 32 or 33 at open throttle. With the engine off, max fuel pressure is around 34. The residual pressure is definitely good. This has been sitting for a few minutes now and still holding 22. It's great. Oh, what a feeling.
Our company bought 34 Corollas.
What a feeling, dependable.
There must have been something erratic going on in the previous fuel pressure regulator, because now my air-fuel ratios are much more stable. There is a little bit of oscillation, which is kind of typical on a narrowband EFI system, because the computer only knows if it's rich or lean, and it makes adjustments constantly to keep it within a certain range, but it has to bounce around a little bit to know where it is. So I thought that it ran much better. At wide open throttle, it's in the low 12s, mid-range, half throttle, it's in the 13s, and then light throttle park cruising, it's like in the 14, 15 range. So, I mean, that is about as good as you can get it. So that's good news. This is that spot around 3,500, and it's just super smooth. I love having this gauge here, you know, I can read it. It's 14.5, just cruising throttle in 4th gear. Real steady at the same 14.5. So I think I'm really happy with it. It does have a fuel cut on deceleration. It'll go full lean until it gets to a certain RPM range, and then it kicks back in.